Hey guys, Prepper Nurse One here. I wanted to do a video today, and it's on the subject of my children. Obviously, I wanted to do a video of that and about autism. I haven't really talked a lot about autism lately, and what it's like to have a child with autism. Uh, Living off grid with a child with autism. I think that's a unique thing that we're doing. As a parent with a child with autism, I know if any of the other parents that are going to watch this video about autism, it is the hardest thing and the most rewarding thing you'll ever do in your life. It will challenge you as a parent, and it changes everything. I mean, everything. Everything that you do changes because of that child. Your life revolves around that child, and it has to. And how does it affect their siblings? Okay, so my daughter, they're twins, my son and my daughter. Anybody that's watching this video that's never seen any of my videos before or know who I am, my children are twins. I have 15-year-old twins, boy, girl. And I have my stepson is 21, and he's off to college. Okay, so but my twins live with me full time, and they go to their mom's periodically, maybe twice a month, if that. But that's neither here nor there. That doesn't make any difference. But so first of all, the divorce rate of parents with children with autism is 95%. So if you have a child with autism and you're still married, it is very, very difficult. It is very stressful. It adds extra stress on a marriage, and unfortunately, a lot of marriages don't survive autism. They really, truly don't, which is unfortunate because the child with autism needs both mom and dad. They really do. Okay, so now, every child with autism is different. There is no cookie cutter stamp that you can put on them. Each one is unique. Now, do they have some certain tendencies that are the same? Sure. Not wanting to make eye contact is one. Not good in social situations. Don't like a lot of noise, loud noise. Get frustrated very easy. Have a tendency, a lot of them have a tendency to lash out when they're upset because they don't know how to react in an appropriate way. Okay, there's a lot of things that are similar with autism, but then you can have kids with autism that are wearing a helmet and banging their head against a wall and are nonverbal. And the other end of the spectrum can be you have your Asperger kids that are brilliantly smart, can function in society, have some issues, but they're just unbelievably off the chart smart. Now, most of your children with autism are very high intelligence, okay? And Eddie's no exception. He's very, very smart. He has his issues, and, I had to learn as a parent. I'm going to give you an example of something, okay? When I grew up, I was primarily raised when I got a little bit older by my grandparents. And my grandfather was very old school. When my grandfather raised his voice, man, you jumped to it. I mean, you didn't play around. And if you didn't do, as you should, you got a swat on the butt. He wasn't a big beater. He didn't beat you, but he'd give you that couple swats on the butt, and he let you know he was serious. So you just didn't play with Grandpa. And like I said, when Grandpa raised his voice, you just did what he said because, you didn't want to, get yelled and screamed at. So with Josh and with Heather, I could raise my voice, and that worked fine. But with Eddie, it didn't. All that did was accelerate him. So I had to reprogram myself, if you will, to learn how to better deal with Eddie, which made me, in my opinion, a better father with Heather and also with Josh. And because I had to keep my voice here, and I had to stay calm, and I couldn't accelerate and be upset and be like, hey, what are you doing? I've got to a point where you keep your voice at that even keel because he has to come down. If he's accelerating, he has to come down to hear what I'm saying, to focus what I'm saying. And like, when he would start to get upset and he would start to yell, I would say, hold on now. I'm not yelling at you. Talk to me. Bring it back. Come down here. Talk to me. Talk to me. And that would bring him gradually back down. Now, once, like with Eddie, once he gets to a certain point, if I can't get him before he gets to a certain point, it's like, forget it. It's like, it was a nightmare. We moved off grid. It'll be actually 2 years in June. The kids and I moved up here. And come a long way. A long, long way. Now, I'm in the camper right now doing this video because I really don't want him to overhear me talking about him, in the video. So that's why I'm out here. And the kids, like I said, they really don't watch the videos now. Down the road, when I'm dead and gone, they may watch the videos. I hope they do, and I hope they watch them with their children. But it's a very peaceful atmosphere here. It's very calming. And it's been wonderful for Eddie because he has just really been able to grow in himself since we've come out here, because he's a lot less stress. And that's the biggest thing, I think, with kids with autism. You want to keep their stress at a minimum. And the other thing with autistic kids, they love routine. I don't know if I mentioned that, but they love routine. They don't like change. So that's kind of a universal thing with autistic kids as well. But once they get into a routine and get it down, and like my son has a tutor that comes out to the house and works with him, and he's done very, very well since the tutor. In the beginning it was difficult, and he tested the tutor. I mean, and these kids, they know the game. They know how to play the game. So, but now him and Tom have a great rapport, and he does very, very well with my son, and I'm really glad that we have him here, coming out here to work with my son. It's actually been a blessing. Eddie was a gift to me, in my opinion, and I needed him. I had to look at life differently. I had to look at things differently, how I acted with a lot of things, and how I disciplined and everything else. He really has made me grow a lot, and I'm blessed to be his dad. I'll be honest with you. As hard as it can be sometimes, and as frustrating as it can be sometimes, I am blessed to be his dad, and I love being his dad. And Heather, I feel so bad for her sometimes because she's had to be way more mature than she needed to be. And that's been hard because she had to be responsible. And she is. She's very, very responsible. And she's good with her brother. She knows how to deal with her brother, how to handle her brother, and so she does a really good job. And she's my right-hand man. I'm not going to lie. She is my right-hand man. And, as Eddie's matured, he's gotten better. There's that light at the end of the tunnel, guys. If you have kids that are young with autism yet, there is hope. They mature, get past puberty. I mean, obviously, I'm right in the middle of puberty with my guys. They're both 15. But, as they mature, they calm down. He's gotten so much better. I mean, it's just, it is night and day. And the biggest thing is an advice that I would give anybody with children with autism: be consistent, black and white. When you say something, stick with it. Don't deviate from that program, because kids are not stupid, and that actually goes with anybody. I mean, if you tell your kid, if you don't stop doing this, you're going to lose this privilege, and they don't stop, you take that privilege away. Okay, even if it's just for the day, you take that privilege away. They figure out real quick that you're not playing. And they stop the behavior when you say, hey, like now the tool, I always tell people, is finding the tool. What tool works? Now for my son, it's his laptop. And I say to him, if you don't behave yourself, I will take away your computer privileges. If you don't do your chores, you will lose your computer privileges. Now, it's your choice. It's always his choice. You either do your chores, like I said, and then you go back on your computer. And I also tell him, the longer you delay in doing your chores is the longer time you're going to be off your computer. And once he gets that into his head and goes, and now I don't even have an issue. I ask him to do anything, and he goes, okay, Dad, because he knows. Do your chores, which I don't work my kids to death. They do, very minimal stuff. And then they can go back and do whatever they want. So, you know, but the thing is, kids need discipline, they need love, they need boundaries. Kids want boundaries. They want to have limitations on what they can do. It makes them feel safe. I mean, it really truly does. And I look back when I was a child, and I was freaking buck wild. I'll be honest with you. I was a kid you didn't want your kids hanging out with. That's who I was. I mean, I was not a good kid at all. But you know, you grow up and you mature, and hopefully, life is all about decisions and the decisions that you make, and it's how you deal with things in life, how you deal with adversity in life, and but anyway, I'm getting off topic. But children with autism can be very difficult, and it can be hard. But you know what? In my opinion, well, first of all, they didn't ask to be brought into this world. None of these kids asked to be brought into this world. You know, we wanted them, or there were an accident or whatever. Now, my twins, they were planned. Okay, we decided to get pregnant, and we ended up having twins, and you know, so it was on purpose. You know, it wasn't like, oh my God, what happened? But I mean, I know a lot of kids are, oops. But the thing is, they didn't ask to be brought into this world, and you can't pick your parents. So hopefully, you know, you're good parents. A lot of guys out there walk away from their kids, and I can't understand that. I don't know why they would do that. It happens a lot. A lot of times when you have a child, be it male or female, that has disabilities to some degree or the other, most men will blame the wife. It has to be her fault. It couldn't have been anything he did. That's not always the case. Sometimes it is what it is, you know. Being a nurse and being in the medical field, I never blamed my ex-wife for the way our son is. And we went through to meetings and met with specialists, and you know, there was no rhyme or reason to it. You know, there wasn't anything that we did. You know, now in my own personal opinion, and I've talked to some other people that said the same thing. My son was perfectly normal till the age of 2. He got his 2-year-old shots, and he shut down. And he was talking first, and he literally shut down. It was like somebody's flipped a switch on him. So I personally believe the shots have a great deal to do with autism. That's my opinion. I don't care what your statistics are. I don't care what you say. It doesn't matter. I don't care what other people think. I've seen it with my own eyes, what happened to my child, okay? So, it is what it is, okay? But anyway, you know, like I said, I will probably have Eddie the rest of my life, and I'm okay with that. And one day I will find somebody that wants to spend time with me and accept the fact that I have a son with autism that's never going to move out. And if I don't, then I don't. Then it'll be me and Eddie. I don't care. Would I like to find somebody? Sure. But you know what? I don't need to have somebody in my life. You know, my kids are my whole world. Eventually Heather will grow up and get married and have her own children, and I hope she stays here on the property. I'll be honest with you. You know, builds right on the property. That's what I want her to do. You know, I want her to be able to have her independence, but I'd also love to have her close. But you know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in life? But you know, we deal with what we deal with, and that's how it goes. But if anybody out there, if you have a child with autism, you have any questions, you need somebody to vent to, somebody to talk to, somebody to bounce ideas off of, I am more than happy to do that with anybody, because you know, it's a hard road. It's a hard, you know, it's not, the road is not easy. It is not easy. And it can be very frustrating, and it can be very lonely, because I'm going to give you a quick example before I end this video. If you have a child with cancer, everybody will be like, oh my God, what can I do? How can I help? You know, oh, it's horrible, it's terrible. You have a child with autism. Nobody wants to be around. Your family doesn't want to be around. Your friends don't want to be around because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to see that kid have that temper tantrum, or you go out to dinner and he flips out. And you know, and they don't know why, and they can't understand it, and they don't want to deal with it. That's what it's like to have a child with autism. It can be very lonely, and but it is what it is. It is something that I've been given, and I'm going to take care of him as long as I'm alive. And hopefully he can get to a point when he's older that he just needs supervision here and there by his brother and his sister, and that he can live on his own here at the property. And I'm setting that up so that he could be here forever, and have the taxes paid and have a little bit of an allowance to work with, and like that, and have money to work with and not have to worry about it. That's my goal. If he could ever get a job, then great. That would be awesome. But who knows? Okay. But anyway, guys, listen. Let me end this video. So I just kind of wanted to get out there and share this with you guys today. Like I said, anybody with questions about autism, you have children with autism, and you want to bounce ideas off me and ask me, feel free. I will talk to anybody about it, because, like I said, it's a very difficult thing. So remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. And remember, it's one step at a time, it's one thing at a time, and it's one day at a time. And we're never given more than we can handle. Remember that. We're never given more than we can handle. So I guess I can handle a lot. But anyway, guys, hey, have a great day. Today is Thursday, the 23rd of March. It was about 36 today, beautifully sunny. Good solar in today. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right? Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.